Well, we are walking in a winter wonderland here in Foxborough. As the snow is flying, everybody is bundled up, and we're ready to have a great snow day here in the American Football Association. Cameron Duty here with you on the call. Just tickled as can be to be, as I said, playing in the snow as we've got the Giants coming into town to take on the Patriots. It is week 8 in our young league that continues to add people daily, and more people continuing to join the server and get on these rosters as we continue to do so. We invite you, of course, to do the very same thing. As I like to say at the top of every AFA broadcast, help us and do your part and come on over to the American Football Association Discord server. Join there. You can be a player. You can actually have a couple of different options. You can be a player. You can help with the broadcast team. You can help with all stats coming up for the upcoming seasons. So just be a part of this great league, because look at this. Who does not want to have a snow game in New England? Here we go. Kick off, and let's get started. The Giants wanting to try to climb their way up the standings, make a late season push. They'll start with the football first. Ball will be placed at the 24-yard line. Let's say hello to our starting lineup for the Giants. Quarterback number 6, Eric Alexander. He is the field general. Behind him, the two running backs, Jermaine Hawk and Arnold Simpson. The wide receivers are Emmett Ellis, Malik Sadneighbors, and Tino Austin. And the tight end is Ace Millie, as that is the Giants starting lineup. And look at the snow. It's going to play such a factor in today's game, of course. You see right now the visibility not too bad as we have a run on first down. Simpson gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be all. The Patriots defense, let's get here and started with them on their starting lineup. The defensive tackle, Doc McStuffins, and the defensive end is O.J. Peppers. The middle linebacker is Trey Ingram, and the cornerback, Trayvon Austin. The free safety, Joey Cronin. Second down, here is a run again. It's Simpson trying hard to get back to the line of scrimmage and advance, but nothing doing there. Instead, it is 3rd and 10 for the Giants. We'll see the rest of the lineup there of the defensive unit. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen, we've got 3rd and 10 here. We'll see if they try to pass. In this weather, it's going to be tough. Alexander throws, has a man, short of the first. He does get some good yardage. He gets 8. But after 2 running plays to start the game, they were forced with a 3rd and long situation. They come up just short, and so the Giants have to punt it away for their first possession. The Patriots will take over at about the 35-yard line. They'll actually spot him at the 37, as we will say hello to their starting lineup, led by quarterback number 10, Cannon McAllister. A late addition here in this season, or at least he wasn't here for the kickoff. The first couple of games was actually played with another quarterback at center, but he has been in since about week 3 or week 4. I'll fact check myself in just a moment. Led by McAllister, under center. First down, here is a give to the big stepper, running right, gains a yard. So talking about the backs and receivers, we mentioned the running back, the big stepper. They also have the fullback, Thaddeus Bubba Rigg, who is a unit all unto himself. The wide receiving core of Jebediah Butters, Kool-Aid, and Marley Cush. And the 2 tight end set that they run out of features Quinchester Baggins and Clay Razor. Here is McAllister to throw. First time today. Has a man. That is Clay Razor, one of the newest additions to this Patriot offense. He gets the first down. A good route there, as you see McAllister dropping back with a good pocket to throw out of. And again, as we said, this wintry weather, sometimes it's very hard to throw the football in these type of conditions. But McAllister doing a good job to this point after one big-time throw. Here's Kool-Aid in motion. The throw tipped and intercepted. A big play by that Giants defense. That is Cam Sadscat, who just ironically we're about to call his name as we went through this defensive lineup for the Giants, but he decided to jump ahead just a little bit with a big turnover here. Take a look at the eyes there, watching the whole way as he blended back into coverage. And blame it on the visibility, blame it on a slick football, or just maybe a bad read. Whatever it was, McAllister Did not see Sad Scat at all, waiting patiently for that football. So the Giants get a big time break. Their defense has played well this whole season. That pass is incomplete, intended for Malik Sadneighbors. The interesting thing about the Giants, as we have talked about, the struggle to find the offensive rhythm. At times, it's been feast or famine. When they do score, they do it in big increments with large scoring plays, big bunch plays of, one pass can go for 40, 50 yards. Then the next drive, they maybe gain 3 to 4 yards on the entire drive and have to punt it. So they're trying to find that balance. Here is Alexander throwing, throws it right back to the defense. Interception, and this could be bad. Oh, they get him right around the ankles at the very last minute. So the Giants are not able to capitalize on that break that they got. Instead, it is Harrison who takes the ball away from Alexander. And again, some of those issues that we have heard about that's kind of plagued the Giants up to this point has reared its ugly head. 2 Giant defenders in the area there, and Alexander just tried to thread that one in there for the intended wide receiver, Emmett Ellis. So New England now with the football in Giant territory. On the 20, already in the red zone. No harm, no foul on that previous turnover for Cannon McAllister. A great pocket here. He throws, launches that in. It is complete. Coming down with it is Kool-Aid. And you see a lot of these players, they have went to using, the gloves and such right now, where you may not see them with those type of gloves and that apparel, trying to help them get a better grip on the football. That was a good job of Kool-Aid there to just kind of adjust his body and come down with the reception as it was thrown just a little bit behind him. 1st and goal inside the 5. The Patriots looking to get points off of the turnover here. One man in the backfield. Here is McAllister. Throws, end zone, touchdown. As that is their tight end, Quinchester Baggins, who right there was kind of, as we get a chance to look at this replay, they look like they kind of lost track of him. Oh, I see what it was. Okay, so the cornerback there tried to come up and make the interception to get the ball back to the Giants, and kind of just misread it, as that left Quinchester Baggins over there on his own in an island. And McAllister was able to find his man. The extra point is good. And that time, after the big interception by Harrison, the Patriots make quick work and take the 7-0 lead with 5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. AFA game of the week? You betcha it is. We've got a snow game, and who doesn't love a good snow game? As you see the field continuing to get wider and wider. Now, we have a return here, as that is Jermaine Hawk, who brings this one back out to the 26-yard line. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And this Giants offense still kind of, trying to learn, trying to develop hone their craft, as you will. And you'll see that again as they try to get a good sustained drive here on 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the right of the formation. 1 receiver to the top side for Eric Alexander. Here is the snap. Quick throw, and he has his man. Oh, look at this. This is what they need. Sprinting down the field. It's the tight end, Ace Millie, who breaks free for a big gain. And there again, back to the point that I made a couple of minutes ago. When they have a big play, they have a big play. It's just all about finding that balance, and that was almost a touchdown. If it had not been for Harrison, he would have been gone to the house for 6. But a great play that puts them in a very good position here in Patriot territory, just outside the red zone. And here's Alexander to the throw. Has his man. Emmett Ellis makes a man miss. Touchdown, New York Giants. What a recovery as Emmett Ellis scores again. Let's take a look at that route. A little cut in route there. Oh, and you see it was contested as there was a man in coverage there for the Patriots, Trayvon Austin. But Emmett Ellis gets the better of that one. And now Brian on to attempt the extra point. A quick drive. The extra point is good. That took just 40 seconds off the clock. 2 plays, 74 yards. And again, as we said, that's kind of been the way things work for the Giants. It's big plays and big, quick spurts. Or it is, not the same result. And so finding that balance. But the Giants, they're able to make a big play here in the snow, tied up at 7 with 4:20 remaining in the first. Here is another run back for the Patriots, as that is a return out to the 22-yard line. The next time we see the Giants on the field, we will look at the Patriots' defensive starting lineup. Interesting that we really haven't had an opportunity to introduce them yet because the Giants' drives have been so quick. But we have not forgotten at all about those guys. That's Kool-Aid going in motion for the Patriots. 2 receivers to the right. Here's McAllister. Gonna throw. Throws out of the back to his running back, the big stepper, on a wide receiver screen. And he turns upfield to get a pretty good gain there. You see some of McAllister's stats, of course, what a big help he certainly has been for the Patriots and really kind of turned their season around when he came on board. That was a gain of 5 on first down.
2nd and 5. Ball at the Patriots, 27-yard line.
3:59 and counting remaining in this opening frame of football here on the AFA Game of the Week. Here is a handoff. Here's a big man. Oh, it's Thaddeus Bubba. And that is with a capital The, big man out of the backfield for the Patriots. Thaddeus Bubba. Take a look. First off, good blocking right here. And then look at him. He actually bowls over a defender along the line of scrimmage. And he just keeps trucking. Yeah, they don't call him Bubba Rig for nothing. Look at that, 6'4", 260. He is a machine. And they like using him very frequently in those formations. Here's McAllister. Slings one. It's complete. It is a first down. As that is Jebediah Butters once more getting in on the action. McAllister cool in the pocket. And who wouldn't be? Look at that pocket he has to throw from. And there on a little, what we call a sit route, is Jebediah Butters just waiting for McAllister to find him in the flat, wide open. Visibility here continuing to decrease. As a matter of fact, take a look, as we said, at the field. The field line's getting harder and harder to see. Here is Bubba Rig disappearing into a pile. They'll say he gets maybe a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Second and 9.
Ball right past midfield here. Just into New York territory. On 2nd down, here's the give to the big stepper who's weaving through tackles. Oh, he's out in the open. It's going to be a foot race. Can they catch him? They will not. Joey Cronin making a that was Cam Satscat making a last-ditch effort, but he could not catch the big stepper who high steps his way into the end zone to give the Patriots the lead once more. And we'll see right here on this replay. Once he gets his way through traffic right here. Good blocking out front, by the way, as you can see. But then once he gets out into the open field, he turns on the jets, and you can't catch him. Just good instincts, finding the hole. And then after that, just taking it upon himself. A couple of those kind of going off script there, I think. Some of the blocks, he went kind of the opposite direction of the way that they were leading. But he knew what way, the running lanes were going. And a great job right there as the extra point is good. The celebrations along the sidelines. Job well done by the big stepper. New England leads 14-7. Now we're still in the first quarter, 2:28 remaining. This kick is deep. It is in the end zone, but it will be brought back as the snow continues to fall. Look at this. Just past the 20 is Jermaine Hawk. And it's days like today that I am so appreciative of a lot of the graphics and technology that we have on these broadcasts today, able to help keep track of where this ball is spotted because it is getting impossible
First and
out
10, New
there
York.
to be able to see some of these field markers. Thankful for the down and distance, of course, and the technology that this football game certainly has supplied us with today. Here is a quick throw by Alexander, who has a man. That's a great play by Tino
Number
Austin.
50, pass complete.
That was just literally what a two step drop, I would guess, by Alexander, and then he just slung it to Austin on an out route along the sidelines. Gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1, and this might be now to where you can start to use your ground attack. They've got two really good halfbacks in Jermaine Hawk and
Ball with
Arnold
the Giants,
Simpson. All
13
right,
yard
after
line.
this play, we will take a look at the Patriots' defensive starting lineup. Here is a good run up the middle, good holes to run through. That is Arnold Simpson. Now, let's say hello to this
First
Patriot
down,
defense. The defensive tackle is Doc McStuffins. Defensive end is O.J. Peppers. The middle linebacker is Trey Ingram. The cornerback is Trayvon Austin. The free safety is Joey
first and
Cronin.
10. Ball at the Giants, 41-yard line.
Alexander to throw, and he finds Emmett Ellis
Giants.
for the 1st and 10. A great play right there. How about Emmett Ellis, who continues to make a case for being wide receiver number 1 on this Giants team? And that is a good job of Alexander, who really for
First and 10.
he had the early interceptions, but great trust as well and confidence in himself, as well as that his wide receiver is going to be there, that he can thread the needle and make that throw. Now, here is Alexander throwing again to Ellis out in the wide open, but it's 4 Patriot defenders who convene. And it is another 1st and 10 for the Giants, moving the football here in the wintry weather, maybe better than what we have seen in the past couple of weeks. Got a good mix here of run and pass. And right now, even in coverage, Emmett Ellis is able to make some fantastic catches.
First and 10. Ball at the 22-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Arnold Simpson, who's bottled up. He gets forward for about 2 yards. We'll see what the flag has, though, to say.
Face mask, number 9.
Oh, they get face mask on the defense, so that is going to tack on some extra yards and a brand new set of downs. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Moving nicely here inside of a minute remaining, getting close to the 30-second mark here in this first quarter. The ball spotted just outside the 10. Here is Eric Alexander with time, and then the pocket collapses. Too much time back there for Alexander, and coming in at the last minute is Vrabel. And take a look here. Totally beats his man off the block. A little swim move to the inside. Alexander had a decent pocket to throw out of, but he held it a little bit too long. And when you have somebody like Vrabel lining up on the other side from you, it's very difficult. You got to go quickly. And how about this throw? Alexander stepping up and then throwing one laterally across the field to Austin, but you got to wonder, was he beyond the line of scrimmage? It is an illegal forward pass by Eric Alexander. And with the runoff, that's how we end quarter number 1. Well, it has been a crazy first quarter. The Patriots lead the Giants 14-7. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. Cameron Duty here with you to start the second quarter. What an exciting first quarter of action we had here in the snow. The Giants are faced with a 3rd and 20 after that illegal forward pass beyond the line of scrimmage by Eric Alexander. He steps in and throws the interception, and that is Harrison once more for the Patriots. And you see the frustration by Alexander. The Giants had a really good drive going, and then the wheels just fell off. And yeah, unfortunately, you see Alexander there just, again, reading that. They were trying to push the ball there to Emmett Ellis, try to get some of that yardage back. Here's why I don't like that play. It is 3rd and 20. I do understand, but you got to look at the conditions. You got to factor all of these things into consideration, right? You're in field goal range. I understand with the weather conditions, may not be the easiest to kick in this type of weather, as that is the big stepper who does not get back to the line. He loses one. That is Brody White with the tackle. But at the same time, I think you need to still give yourself an opportunity to try for the field goal, try to take the points that are there, and you see what happens when you force the issue. A turnover and no points. Here comes the Patriots again. That pass incomplete off the shoulder pads of Quinchester Baggins. This Giants defense, one though, that's very good, and they've kept this Giants team in a lot of games. The middle linebackers, Brody White, and the Joker. The cornerbacks, William Simpson and Billy Millie. The strong safety is Esteban Jaquez, and the free safety, Cam Sadscat. 3rd down here for McAllister. He's going deep, and it's swatted down. That's a good play by number 28, the cornerback, Billy Millie, in coverage. And so while the Giants are not able to get any points on the board and they had the turnover themselves that gives it back to the Patriots are not able to move the ball at all. In fact, they lose a yard on that drive, and that's it. Their punter, Miller, will be in the shadow of his own end zone to punt this one away. So the Giants are going to have really good field position. Matter of fact, already in Patriot field position there, as that is Jermaine Hawk. And he is tackled at the 43-yard line. Again, this is the AFA game of the week here on YouTube for Week 8 as we work our way closer to postseason play. That's coming up soon. Here's Alexander. Gonna throw. He had a man going, as you can see, leaping to try to reel that one in. That one a little too far ahead. I believe that was their tight end, Ace Millie, who was the intended target. And he just comes up short, incomplete. Good opportunity right here, though, for the Giants, if they can, to try to get some points here, at least get into field goal range. Nothing is a give me in this weather, though. Here's Alexander. Complete. Turning upfield. That is his man, Malik Sad Neighbors, on what I have as Sad Neighbors' first reception of the day. That's good for a 1st down.
1st and 10. Ball at the 32.
The ball spotted at the 32-yard line here for the New York Giants. Here is Alexander once more. Going to sling it. Has his man, Sad Neighbors, again on a little... it looked like he was trying to come back for the ball there, and he was able to do so. Alexander, he's got the 2 interceptions, but I feel like he's playing better overall today. As you see, they're finding his targets pretty well. And the Giants still, in my opinion, moving the football better than what we have seen in previous weeks. 1st and 10. Quick step. Here's Alexander. Throws to about the 2-yard line. He was trying to find his man over there, and that is batted away. Good coverage by the Patriots at number 24 for New England. So 2nd and 10.
Ball at the 15.
We said ball at the 15-yard line. Here's Alexander throwing again, this time a very familiar play to the one that they went to a few moments ago. That is Emmett Ellis on the reception. And take a look at these jerseys, folks. Oh, man, I'm telling you, this is the type of weather that, for me, as a football fan, for myself, I love watching. Here we are. It is January. It is cold, especially up here in the Foxborough region. You got all that mud, the snow, the ice. A throwback to... pro football days gone by, and I love it. Alexander, wide receiver screen. This time, Emmett Ellis takes it and rumbles for the touchdown. We've seen them try that play a couple of series ago where it's just this quick 2-step drop, and then Alexander unloads as he finds Emmett Ellis there. The last time we seen it, it was an illegal forward pass, if you might remember. He got a little bit jostled back there in the pocket, stepped up to try to escape, and was just a little too far forward. They tried that on the left side of the formation. They come back to it on this play on the right side, and it works to perfection. The extra point is good. Emmett Ellis with another touchdown on the season, and it is a tie ball game with 5:51 remaining in the second quarter. And everybody is still in their seats here in Foxborough. The weather not deterring anybody, as the end zone completely blanketed with snow. Can't even see any of the field art as they bring this one back out to the 25-yard line. For the Patriots, the last drive didn't go very well for them. It was a net of -1 on that drive. They had to punt it away, which is what gave the Giants the really good field position to which they were able to capitalize on. 5:46 remaining in the half. Here is Cannon McAllister. He sends Kool-Aid from left to right in the formation, and here is a handoff. The big stepper running hard. Again, good holes to run through, and it's 2nd and 1. And I tell you what, the big stepper is one of those players that as time will continue to tell, as the game progresses, they go to him more and more, and it's because his workload increases and so does his productivity as he continues to be able. As we see, that is the Thaddeus Bubba on the carry. The big fullback gets the first down. Between those two, they're a great tandem. You've got the flash and the speed, right, with the big stepper. And then with Thaddeus Bubba, you've got that brute strength that that works so well. Thunder and lightning, I guess you will. Here is a reception, as that is called by Jebediah Butters. And I'll tell you, you've seen some of the field conditions where it is deteriorating. You've seen it take a toll, I feel like, on what Jebediah Butters was able to do there, as he kind of had to do a U-turn on the route a little bit, not really able to get his footing and make a quick cut after catching that pass. Instead, he had to kind of take the long way around to try to cut up field, and he didn't get as much. It was a gain of 5, and there you see on the carry, nothing for New England on their second down play, and it is a 3rd and 5 situation. It's just, field conditions like this right now, it's just like playing out there on ice skates at times with these cleats. Here is McAllister, going to throws the pocket, collapses, a leaping attempt by Jebediah Butters, and it falls incomplete. So 2 straight drives for the Patriots that they will have to punt it away. As we will see Miller back out once more in punt formation to try to pin those Giants deep, who for the first time today feels like they may have a little bit of momentum starting to swing towards their side. Hawk with the return, gets about 10 yards or so. I think they'll say exactly 10 yards on the return. Spotted at the 28-yard line, and the Giants will take over. 3:59 to work with here in this first half. And here's Alexander, shotgun splitbacks. Here is the pressure coming. You see, they don't back off. They bring everybody. Instead, it's a handoff. It's Arnold Simpson up the middle. He's lucky to get 1 on the play, as that was Trey Ingram, the middle linebacker, who was in on the stop. Yeah, they were sending on the edge there a pretty good-looking blitz. Alexander able to hand that ball off and kind of neutralize that attack. 2nd and 9. Here's Alexander. Throws into a tight window. It's incomplete. Trayvon Austin, one of those cornerbacks that for the Patriots, they've got a couple of them out there that are just dangerous. But look at this. Look at Trayvon Austin. A great read. You got Emmett Ellis, their number 1 wide receiver, especially of this game, out there. And then they just do a good job of coming up, hitting him, and popping the ball loose. Getting there not too early as to draw a penalty, but just perfect timing to meet as that football was hitting Emmett Ellis's hands. Here is a man in motion. That's Tino Austin. moving from right to left. The big throw here, it's complete. That's Malik Sadneighbors. He was one tackle or missed tackle away from taking it to the house, but they're able to drag him down from behind. Take a look at Sadneighbors. 3 catches on the day for 57 yards. In this Giants passing game, starting to look pretty good here against this very tough New England defense. Here is a handoff. That is Arnold Simpson up the middle, turning sideways to fit through the narrow window. And it's a gain of 6 on the play, so that will bring up 2nd and 4. You can see that the Giants trying as hard as they can to control the clock here at the end of this half. They don't want to give the ball back to the Patriots with much time, as we're down to 2:37 here in the first half. Here's Alexander, throws again on that wide receiver screen. I think that you have to be very careful to not go back to the well too many times, as that was Law on the coverage there. That's a play that is all about cohesion and fluidity. You know, if there's one thing in that play that goes awry, man, that is one of the quickest ways to get an interception for sure. How about Alexander here floating that one, just lobbing that one up and allowing Malik Sadneighbors the opportunity to just try to reel it in, and he comes down successfully. You see a wide receiving duo right now to keep an eye on, Ellis and Sadneighbors. Ellis with 2 touchdowns on the day, and Sadneighbors with over 70 yards. Feels like a touchdown may be on his way soon. Here is a run by Arnold Simpson. Runs left side, but does not get much. As that will bring us to the 2-minute warning on what has been a fantastic game so far. The snow continuing to fall in the Foxborough area, and we're all knotted up at 14. You're watching the AFA Game of the Week right here on YouTube. Back for the 2nd and 9 play. Alexander drops back, throws quickly to Emmett Ellis. A quick slant route. And I got to say, as that is a gain of 8 on 2nd down, really, really liking what Alexander and this offensive unit has cooked up for the day. A lot of these quick releases, it's helping Alexander. Not holding on to the football all day, not taking the sacks. Here's another lob. Oh, and take a look at that. Fighting his way to the end zone. And the lead is Malik Sadneighbors. Again, another quick release. Just drop back and let it fly. And look at this, over the shoulder. Places that perfectly where Malik Sabers also has the height advantage in that matchup. Is able to snag that football and then fight his way to the end zone. Beautiful play. As the extra point is good. Giants take the lead for the first time today, 21-14. With 1:36 remaining. And you see right there they are, the 2 wide receiver heroes of the day for the New York Giants up to this point. And they've got the Giants a lead 21-14 with 1:36 remaining in the half. We'll see what the Patriots want to do with that. Law on the return, and he gets hit hard at the 23-yard line. So, the Patriots' possessions, well, started out a little rocky with the interception. Then they were able to reel off 2 straight touchdown drives. And then it has been 2 punts where their last 2 drives have went for a combined 16 yards. Hoping to turn it around with 92 seconds remaining here in the half. Handing off, bouncing it out left side. It is the big stepper, and he's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage because Billy Millie, the cornerback for the Giants, comes in and lays a pretty good hit on him.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Patriots, 23 yards.
So the Patriots and Cannon McAllister here maybe testing the waters to see how aggressive they want to be. McAllister going to step up. He's got a man. Oh, that was a giant defender down there. That was Cam Sadscat. I'll get it right. Cam Sadscat there, who was making a leaping attempt at that interception, and he come close. It's so cold, my tongue is just freezing up, folks. You'll just have to overlook me. As that is McAllister again stepping up, launching a bomb. Again, it's Sad Scat there in the area. An exact replica, pretty much a facsimile copy of what we seen on the second down play. More of the same for the third, and for really the first time obviously in this game, but I would say in a game or two, it feels like the Patriots are kind of scratching their head at the moment. This Giants defense, they're nothing to sneeze at. They, as we have said all throughout this season, every time that we've had a game, myself and my partner DJ Kilgannon, we have said that this Giant defense is such a huge part of what keeps them in these games. And it's just a matter of waiting for the offense to come around. And my goodness, I've got to say, I feel like today may be that day where they find that perfect balance. We'll see. Alexander going to throw because you know they want to try to get some extra points at the end of this as Ellis steps out of bounds after a 6-yard gain. And how about Alexander's pass chart today? Looking really good here in the snow. As you see, 3 touchdowns on the day. That is a first for Eric Alexander. The first time in a first half that he's had 3 touchdowns. If they're going to keep playing like this, they would love to play in the snow every game, as it seems to work well for them. Second and 4. Pressure coming, but he drops back deep, launches it. There's his man, Emmett Ellis to the house. Can you believe it? Touchdown, New York. It's Ellis' 3rd touchdown of the half. And how about Eric Alexander having a free-for-all right now? And look at the route that was run by Emmett Ellis against Law, their cornerback, who is so shifty and so fast. But yet Emmett Ellis was able to, again, there's the stats, get to the outside and pull away 8 receptions, 137 yards, and 3 touchdowns up to this point. The extra point is good, and New York has a 2-touchdown lead on the Patriots. Like I said, the Giants are going to hate when they have to go back to, typical field conditions. They have just had, an incredible first half. The best first half of their season, no doubt, up to this point. 4 touchdowns in the first half. This is brought out to the 28-yard line, and with 35 seconds left, New England will try to set up shop here and see what they can do. They would love to try to get down the field and put some points up, even if it's just 3 before the half. The Patriots, though, certainly got the firepower and the offense to do it. McAllister hands it off to the big man, Bubba Rigg. Runs for 4, and that may give you an idea of what the Patriots want to do here with the final seconds ticking away of this second quarter. No hurry here, not even using the timeouts. They may just be content to go into the lockers. McAllister will let it fly. There's a flag on the play. It's complete to Baggins. Or no, I'm sorry. I thought that was a flag on the play. It was not. Instead, they call a timeout. And with 3 seconds left, the Patriots want to stop and think about it here. Hail Mary time as they've worked their way into field position to try to employ such a formation. McAllister going to drop back, unloads, almost intercepted. Billy Millie was down there, had a hand on it, and that is how we end the first half. This game, for the most part of the first half, was a tied contest at 14. And then, within about the last 5 minutes of that second quarter, the Giants took off. New York leads New England 28-14 as we welcome you inside for the American Football Association halftime report. As we take a look at today's first half stats, And boy, look at the passing yards for New York. As we said, maybe it's this offense's coming out party. 288 yards to New England's 87 and 303 total yards on the day. And they've done it with just a little over 2 minutes worth of extra time of possession as opposed to the Patriots. As we see Alexander, 288 yards and 4 touchdowns on the day. McAllister, we said, not quite to 100 yards today, playing a more methodical day. Of course, the past couple of drives that we seen of the Patriots before we headed into the locker rooms was very dormant, very stagnant. They'll try to get that back on track with some much needed adjustments here in the snow. You see the stats there scrolling along the bottom. 1 sack on the day. That was Vrabel on Eric Alexander. For the most part, these offensive lines have done a pretty good job of protecting their quarterbacks. No field goals to speak of up to this point. It has been all offensive action. No special teams yet. We'll see what happens here in the second half. Receiving today, Emmett Ellis, the man of the half, 137 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sad neighbors right there with him, though, with a touchdown and like we said, closing in on 100 yards on the day. So your players of the game so far, those are some of the guys you want to keep an eye on who are trending towards maybe being in that consideration at the end of this one as we get set and prepare for the second half. Folks, adjustments. What needs to be done here? I think if you're New York, you continue to be aggressive. Do not go into conservative mode. I think right now you've got the Patriots right where you want them, down by 2 scores. They're going to have to come out with their guns a-blazing. When you put them in a hole like that, they're going to have to come out firing. So this Giants defense going to have to be ready to defend the pass. For the Patriots, of course, I think it's just more of like we said, effective drives getting Cannon McAllister going. And there you see the halftime hero. It's Emmett Ellis. Will he be able to catapult that first half into his first ever player of the game? We'll find out as we welcome you back here to Gillette on this snowy evening of football. The field getting wider and wider. We are almost in complete whiteout mode here. The field crew, of course, doing a good job to clear the path there for the numbers so that we can see where to spot the football at least. The visibility, a little bit foggy as you see out there. Makes for a fun challenge for everybody, at least here in the booth. Maybe not on the field a fun challenge, but hey, where I'm sitting, it's pretty fun. This ball brought out to the 22-yard line, and this is where New England will take over. And again, you expect them to continue to throw the football. Like we said, down by 2 scores. There is no need to panic, of course. 2 full quarters left to be played. But they'll want to get on the board as early as they can. Here it is, the first big throw of the half. It's complete. That is McAllister out to the 40. And I believe that was Kool-Aid who was able to bring that one in. That was a good little, corner route. Great job of McAllister. And you see the offensive plays there. It's a very almost 50-50 type. 15 plays in the passing game, 10 for rushing. Make that 16 now. Here McAllister goes again to Kool-Aid. Across the midfield stripe into Giant territory. 2 big strikes to Kool-Aid. And they're already down here on New York's side of the field. Look at McAllister. Goes over the 100-yard mark with those last 2 throws. And that looks a little bit more like what we are accustomed to seeing out of the Patriots. When you take away the fact that they got that interception and really put them in great field position to score, they've not had a very successful, lengthy drive up to this point in the game. Looking to change that. Here's Bubba Rig. Oh, he's going to do it as he gets to the 30. Absolutely rumbling is Thaddeus Bubba Rig, and then he busts a move at the end of it. Gets the Patriots fans up and out of their seat, which is what needs to happen here. Get your crowd back in it, being down 2 scores. Look at Bubba Rig there, just steering away from those defenders right there in the middle of the formation. He shoots through the gap And then he's able to take that, get the first down with some yards to spare. Ball spotted at the 30. The snow falling maybe even a little bit quicker now. That pass deflected and incomplete. I believe that was the Joker who was able to get a hand on that one. That was a quick drop back by Cannon McAllister there. And he's able to tip that away. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 29.
Handoff, running left side, and there's Thaddeus Bubberig getting another first down. Man, he'll turn about a 2-yard play into 10 or 12. And the emphasis now for the Patriots, as they have shifted midway through this drive, going back to the ground, letting those big men out front move the pile, and then they give it to the backs. The lightning and thunder tandem of the big stepper and Thaddeus Bubberig going to work and moving the ball nicely here. Here he is again. Bubberig pulls over a man. Wow, that was Brody White that he just buried in the snow. They're going to see his imprint out there. What a hit.
Ball at the 19.
Ball at the 19-yard line, 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the left of Cannon McAllister. Drops back. Throws. Touchdown. And that is a typical Patriots drive. Quinchester Baggins, the tight end, goes up to celebrate with the Patriot faithful, and they get it within 1 score. Look at this throw by McAllister. What a strike. And they lulled them to sleep with the running attack. Then, after they kind of had the Giants thinking run, they come back, and there you see the big tight end, Quinchester Baggins, in the end zone for 6. Here's the extra point attempt. The snap pulled down. The kick is good. 7-point game. A 2-minute and 18-second drive that goes 7 plays and 78 yards to the house. As the Patriots coming out of the gate and scoring on a very good-looking drive. Here is the kickoff. Ran back to the 28-yard line. We take a look at the Giants' possessions. 4 touchdown drives on 6 possessions in that first half. Some of them, as you could see, really quick strikes within just, a minute or so. Some of the drives a little more lengthy. And Alexander having the best day of his career up to this point. Can he finish the job in this second half and bring home a victory for the Giants against a very good Patriot team? Alexander throws. The pass incomplete. Little too much on that one. And it was covered nicely by the cornerback, Trayvon Austin. And like we said, we take a look once more at an updated passing chart for Alexander. A good day. That right side of the field has been his friend for sure. He's went to the left a few times, but that right side has been where he has did the most damage, mid-range and long range. 2nd and 10, I formation here for the Giants. Pressure now showing. They drop back. Alexander throws the interception. Oh, no. Trayvon Austin snags that one out of the air. And for Alexander, that is the one thing you could not do. Too much on that one. I got to wonder, as Sad Neighbors was over there, he went up for it, and it just sailed on Eric Alexander. You got to wonder if maybe that football was, a little bit slick, and it carried on him. Or perhaps the wind maybe got a hold of it. I don't know. But for the Patriots, who we said was down 2 scores just a few minutes ago, they've got it to 1, and they've got great field position here as they will be at the 40-yard line after a 7-yard gain on first down. already, as we said, in New York territory.
2nd and 3. Ball at the 37.
And like we said, Emmett Ellis with a highlight of a day that first half. You see the receiver comparisons between the two top receivers. Here's a big run. It's the big stepper cutting it towards the sideline. Pushed out of bounds after making his way close to the red zone for the Patriots. And the Giants are going to have to stop the bleeding fast here. Well, the Patriots have come out focused with a great game plan to get back into this one. The defense putting pressure on Alexander forces that turnover, as you see. Again, the short field with the Patriots to work for. And it is the rushing attack that is starting to wake the sleeping Giant. Here's McAllister going to throw. It's a curl route, complete. It's Kool-Aid. It's defended nicely by William Simpson. They didn't allow him to get free, but it is a gain of 8. Good open field tackle, 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2. Ball at the 12-yard line.
Here's a handoff. Left side, working hard. It's the big stepper. He gets the 1st and goal. And boy, all of a sudden, see, this is just how quick this Patriots team can turn it around. First down. McAllister throws the interception. Oh, my goodness. And it's going back the other way. It's going to be a foot race, as that is Cam Sadscat. One man to beat. He's going to take it 100-plus yards for the touchdown. What an epic pick six. I told you, this Giant defense is so good. And they can come in at any point in time and make a huge play and just disrupt what you've got going on. And you've seen it. The Patriots were driving. That was McAllister going for that touchdown throw. And and look at Cam Sadscat steps in front of it
Matt Bryant to attempt the extra point.
and takes it to the house. Has the speed to do it. Nobody could catch him. The Giants now make this once more a 14-point lead with 3:32 remaining in the third. How about that? Today so far has been the day for the Giants where everything has came together. Offensive production, defensive prowess, and now a 14-point lead with about a quarter and a half remaining. On the return, out to the 26-yard line. So Brady White, of course, one of our, or he is, as we see, an injured player here, Barrett Green. Brady White, our commissioner here at the AFA. We'd like to thank him and his staff for putting on this fantastic broadcast, of course, making sure that, we continue to keep this league rolling into Week 8 and beyond. A lot more excitement coming as this game and this season continues to unfold. So thank you for sticking right there with us. There's Kool-Aid in motion. McAllister under center. He throws into double coverage looking for Baggins. Incomplete, and then takes a shot at the end of it by Esteban Jaquez. And when you talked about the weather and who it kind of favored in this game, didn't really feel like it was going to be the Giants. I felt like it could be a great equalizer. But, it felt like maybe if the New England weather here, as that pass is overthrown and incomplete, that it might favor the Patriots. But for the moment, as we look at a little bit of coaching going on there on the sidelines, for the moment, it is the Patriots who are still playing from behind. This is a big 3rd and 10 right here. 3:20 remaining in this third quarter. The Patriots certainly don't want to run the risk of falling farther behind. Here's three receivers to the right of the formation. McAllister drops back, throws, almost intercepted. Again, that was Jaquez there who almost had his hands on that when you see him going up for it. He does get the deflection. And once more, it is the Patriots who have to punt it away.
Josh Miller in punt formation. Number 30 to make the return.
The passing game at times has certainly struggled for Cannon McAllister and this Patriot offense. And I do wonder as we see a return here out to the 48-yard line by Jermaine Hawk. You do wonder what this game would look like for the Patriots if they could commit more to the run. The drive that they had to start this third quarter was, perfect. Essential Patriots. And, a great mix between Bubba Rigg and the big stepper, then sprinkling the pass in. But where they are, quite frankly, playing from behind, they're having to kind of push the tempo a little bit. And I think it's got them in a bit of a funk as Simpson catches the wide receiver screen. As you see him working at Green over there on the sideline, seeing if he'll be able to come back in and help his team try to score the victory.
Ball at the Giants' 50-yard line.
2:39 here and counting in this third quarter. Alexander going to step up, throws it. That's a dangerous throw. He was going for Tino Austin, but they were literally two Patriot defenders just sitting there and waiting for that ball to fall. In the end, it's incomplete. And a 3rd and 8. Eric Alexander, he's a gunslinger. And you get risk and reward. You get, big plays that results in big touchdowns, and then you also get, the turnover or two in a day's time. Just part of the territory. Pump fake throws, has a man this time, middle of the field. What a strike. Tino Austin able to take this one, keep the drive alive when it felt like the Patriots were maybe forcing them off the field. Look at that. Watch him step up and throw. And you've seen Alexander do that quite a bit in today's game. He just steps up there, takes an extra step or two, rushes the pocket, and then unloads. Over 300 yards on the day today for Eric Alexander. Quick throw again, tipped, good coverage. They were going for Tino Austin again on the outside.
24 with the deflection.
And it's 2nd and 10.
Second and 10. Ball at the 29.
Emmett Ellis in motion. They hand it off. That's Arnold Simpson. That's a good run on 2nd down. Makes it 3rd and much more manageable. Certainly widens this playbook a little bit, opens it up, gives you an opportunity to see what you can come up with that could be effective in this position. Alexander throws it way over the head of the intended target, and that's unfortunate. That slant looked like if it had been a little bit lower there in front of the receiver, it could have did exactly what they wanted. But in the end, it's 4th and 5 in the first field goal attempt of the day. A 41-yard field goal attempt from the right hash mark here. The kick is up, and it's no good. Well, that was a tough shot, even on a, perfect weather day. The Giants, I know, they've been working with their kicking unit this entire season. You see right there, just the doink off the left goalpost. Keeps it a 14-point game. Now, that could be big, especially if the Patriots are able to come back here. The minute 36 to go as it's just a 2-score lead. Here's McAllister. Throws complete. Oh, he just sailed that one out there and hoped that his man Marley Cush would be there to reel it in. And Marley's able to do so. Watch his strike. Yeah, that was just a collision too between himself and the Giants defender in coverage. McAllister, 172 yards on the day. It's something, isn't it, when 172 yards is what's called an uncharacteristic day at the office for your quarterback? You know, that tells you the kind of stats that he's been able to put up, as that is a 5-yard gain. Sometimes in this game, McAllister has been well over the 200-yard mark, so the Giants have did a pretty good job of keeping him at bay. Inside the final minute of this third quarter, as it is 2nd and 5. It's a good run. Look at that. A head of steam for the big stepper. And this is why I feel like this mix of run and pass, it's essential for what the Patriots like to do. You can lull them to sleep with a run game that you have to respect, that you have to defend against. And then, you know, you can pull out the play action pass or, you know, a big deep bomb, you know, to counter that. And that's why it works so well. When they get one-dimensional, that's when you see them start to, struggle a little bit more. 1st and 10. That's the big man. That's Bubba Riggs trying to get up that middle hole, and it was stopped, closed quickly by the Joker, who gets the last laugh on that run. And that is going to bring us to quarter number 4. One more quarter here in the snow in New England. Who's going to take this one? Giants leading the Patriots 35-21. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. Cameron Duty on the call here with you. Privileged to be here in Foxborough for what has been a really, really fun game out here in the elements. Here is Big Stepper. Gets 6 on 2nd down. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4, and that is a position that will be, you can do either or. You could try to go with the ground attack, or you can put it in the air. If you're the Giants defense, you got to defend here for both. Line shift for the Giants D. It's a throw. McAllister batted away. Incomplete. As that was number 54 for the Giants, Brody White back there in coverage. Does the smart thing and bats it down. And the Patriots are going to have to punt it away again. This is the first in many, many games that we've seen this special teams unit have to be utilized so much for the Patriots, as they have been on a pretty good streak as of late. The Giants right now in this game are in control. 7:28 remaining in the 4th. The Giants start from the 13-yard line. Now here is what could be a potentially precarious situation. The Giants are going to have to be very careful navigating here so close to their own goal line. Oh, there's a throw out ahead of the intended target. It's off the hands of Law. It's incomplete. So you got to worry about turnovers like that. They're so, like I said, deep in your own territory. You turn it over here, you give the Patriots, again, prime real estate.
2nd and 10.
Or if you can't even move the football, let's be honest. If the drive ends right here and you got to punt it away, Patriots have really good field position off of that as well. Here is a handoff. Can't tell. I believe that was Simpson with the carry. Ingram makes the stop as they disappeared into a pile. That is a gain of 2. That's 3rd and 8. Here's Alexander. Going to step up, throw on 3rd down, complete, finds his man. That's Emmett Ellis. Ellis went that entire 3rd quarter without a catch. Felt like they have been able to contain him a little bit better as this game has went on. That time, though, he's able to break free, and he gets the 1st down.
1st and 10.
Averaging 16.5 yards on the day. Just a little shy of 16.5. Austin in motion. Throw out of the backfield to the halfback, Simpson. makes a one-man miss, can't get past the second one. That's Trey Ingram, the middle linebacker, who comes up to make the stop after a 7-yard gain. And I got to tell you, for the Giants right here, they know they're watching the clock. They're trying to run as much out of it as they possibly can. That is their quickest path to victory, to keep this clock moving. Toss play right side. Oh, and that did not work out well. Arnold Simpson out there, not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's the linebacker Ingram once more, who read that one like a book. It's a loss of 1. It's 3rd and 4. Big play coming here. They keep it on the ground. Turning sideways is Simpson. Fighting hard. He knew where he had to get for that first down, and he does just that. A lengthy drive here for the Giants, and it's taking away a lot of precious time that New England was hoping to have to make a late comeback in this one. It continues to grow bleaker and bleaker here. 1st and 10. Emmett Ellis in motion. The ground game now being utilized by the Giants. It's a gain of 1 by Simpson as he is stopped with just 1 yard gained. But right now, you know, the time is not your friend if you are the Patriots. Needing to make a stop here. 2nd and 9. Another carry. That's Simpson. And a good stop. Stuffing the holes right there. Just a gain of 1. It's 3rd and 8. This is a big play here if you're the Giants. Now, you don't want to go, you don't want to go too conservative here. You got to play for the first down. I formation. Here's Alexander. It's a run. It's Simpson who is short of the first. So they do try to go run on 3rd and what I felt was too long for that play. But they are able to get the ball out here to about midfield, where it will be punted away. You can expect them, I would think, to try and let this play clock run down. Inside of 4 minutes left in this game. Deep kick. It's going to take a bounce in favor of the Patriots, and it will come back out to the 20. They just about coffin kicked it there. They tried. But it takes a good bounce even in the snow. And the Patriots with a 2-score deficit. Going to have to get on the move here. 3:54 remaining in this 4th quarter. McAllister drops back, throws, has a man complete past the first down sticks. No huddle. This will continue. The defensive line of the Giants shifts. Here's McAllister, throws towards the sideline. It's caught. A great job of Marley Cush, able to adjust his body and then rolls out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Second and 2. Ball at the Patriots 41-yard line.
Flip backs behind McAllister. Here's the throw. Complete. That was contested, and Jebediah Butters is the man who comes down with it. 45 yards on the day for Butters. Past midfield. McAllister throws again. It's complete once more. It's Butters a second straight time. 9-yard gain. 3:13 remaining. Time moving here in the 4th. There's Thaddeus Bubba Rigg pushing his way close to the 20 before he is stopped. It took 2 men to bring Thaddeus Bubba Rigg down.
1st and 10. Ball at the
2 receivers on both sides of the formation. Here's the snap. McAllister throws into a pile. It's incomplete.
pass is incomplete.
Going for Quinchester Baggins, and it's true, Baggins certainly had the better positioning on that, but that's just good coverage by Esteban Jaquez, able to break up that pass attempt. Clock stops at 2:52. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts. McAllister throws. That's short. It was actually, looked like it was behind Kool-Aid, but he adjusts to catch it.
The tackle.
Might would have been better if that had fell to the ground. Anyway, clock still moves. It's 3rd and 11. Delayed handoff. Here's Big Stepper. He gets about 7 on the play, and it's 4th and 4. And the Patriots will go for it.
Ball at the 14-yard line.
Big play in this game here. McAllister throws, broken up, incomplete. That's Billy Millie out there.
28 was the intended receiver. Number 28 with the
What a play by Billy Millie, who gets a hand out in front. We'll see it here. McAllister, his man, had the advantage, but look at Billy Millie. Last second, get his hand out there. Wow. Had it not been for that, the Patriots were looking at a sure touchdown. 2:23 now remaining. The Giants looking for a very, very important victory. As it's 1st and 10, toss play left side. The goal now, run the clock out, make them start using the timeouts. It's Simpson with a 2-yard carry as we work our way closer to the 2-minute warning. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. The Giants looking for a very, very important victory on the season. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. The Giants 1-6 so far after 7 games. Week 8, looking for their 2nd victory, and it would be their most complete victory yet if they can do it. Here's a handoff, running hard, getting close to the sticks. That's Arnold Simpson with a couple of shifty moves there. As you'll start to see the Patriots now using those timeouts. 3rd and 2. The Patriots come into this game tied with the Raiders at 5-2 on the season for the most wins so far. Here's a shifty move again. Look at Simpson playing some of his best football today, making big plays when they need it. Knows where he needs to get, even out there in the snow where the field lines are so much harder to tell. He knows and he can sense that first down marker. He gets the first. The Patriots take their 2nd of 3 timeouts. Simpson again, dragging men as he picks up 4. And there is the final timeout for the Patriots. The Giants are 1-3 coming into this game on the road. They're going to go 2-3 on the road in about 1 minute and 44 seconds. Yet to win at home. That's their next objective. Look at this tough run at Simpson. He gets hit, takes a shot at the end of it, but he holds on to the football. It's 3rd and 2. And this really and truly, as my partner and I, DJ Kilgannon, have talked about, this has been what the Giants have needed, and they're putting it together here late in the season. A game where this offense is able to complement their very, very stingy defense. And you see exactly what their defense can do when they can limit the New England Patriots to just 21 points on the day. 3rd and 2. Down to 1 minute left here in this one. They got to get the first. There's your ball game. They give it to the guy who brought you to the dance, so to speak. That entire drive, it was all Arnold Simpson, and the Patriot fans are starting to head for the exits. A much-needed victory for the Giants. What a day it was. Players of the game, you got to look at, of course, Emmett Ellis, who we expect to be the front runner, who had 4, the Giants as a whole, 4 touchdowns in that first half. That was incredible. And then after that, it was the defense that did the rest of the work the second half. Giants were able to put up one more touchdown at the end of this one with a big pick six by Cam Sadscat. And inside of the final 10 seconds, the Giants victorious, their second win of the season. The Patriots fall to 5-3. Congratulations to New York. The final score: New York 35, New England 21. A tough game out here, a fun game out here in the snow. As it is time to make our way back to warmer and comfortable confines. But what a great day it was out here in the wintry weather. So we welcome you in to this AFA post-game show. We take a look at the final stats, the team comparisons, the time of possession. You know, for the most part, pretty even across the board. Even total yards. The Patriots able to come back there in the second half and make it close. 378. Giants get 390. But in the end, it was the points and it was the defense who made such a big difference for the Giants in that second half. We wondered where the adjustments would come from. The Giants offense played a little bit more conservative. They relied on their defense, and it worked. You know, like we said, not many times will you see this Patriot offense only get 21 points combined in a game, and that's what we've seen. There's Sad Scat with the big play, and that sealed the deal. And after that, it was just about keeping the Patriots bogged down. As we see passing today, Alexander ends with 329 yards. McAllister has 227. The wide receivers today, good days for a lot of guys out there. Emmett Ellis, the leader, with 148 and 3 touchdowns. Baggins and Sad Neighbors all had big games. The Big Stepper gets close to 100 yards, 96 on the day. And there he is, your AFA player of the game, Emmett Ellis. The first time for him, and of course a bright spot indeed, this victory as a whole for the New York Giants. Folks, thank you for being a part of it. I hope that you have enjoyed this as much as I have. We'll be back with you for some Week 9 action coming up very, very soon. You're watching the AFA on YouTube. I'm Cameron Duty. Have a good night, everybody.